Bob Zittel, who was just here, will
Yes.
give the blessing, and then we will start to eat. It's going to be kind of difficult, but we're going to do this.
Okay.
And then as people are eating, we can ask folks if they have things that they want to share.
Okay.
So I'm not dressed yet, Boone.
Oh, I love it when you're undressed, Doris. You know
Oh
that.
my goodness. So that's what North Chatham's all about.
Very nice to make me blush because I still blush at my age.
Well, that's good. That's a
All
good
right,
thing.
now this is we're going to talk about the
Cancellation.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then these are the presentations, and if there are others, then we will do this from
Okay.
the ones that we have.
Okay.
now
I
that's
guess in here, it'll be up to Joe and Jenny to fit in Mort and Jen.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
And George is very good. You haven't met George yet, and George is very good at this.
And this is, eating is all happening during
Yes.
all of this? Great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to do that because of the number of people, which we have no idea, getting to a buffet table and getting back.
Okay.
So we're trying to get it all together. There's a couple of bumpy spots yet because we have
Nobody
a
will
couple.
ever notice them.
I know that. We have some ice cream cakes that are made in the form of a letter, and that's what we're using for dessert with the cookies. And we mentioned to him that I wanted plates of cookies.
Yes, I did.
There are some things that we're going to have to do that we may ask you to help us with.
I hope you do.
Distributing the cookies after people have eaten for a while.
Absolutely.
So-
That's what I'm here for.
So that's.
All right, terrific.
Where are the light switches? I'd like to just
All
take.
are up there, Broom, on the
Okay.
right by the in the back, they have them up there. And that's sort of how we can get a count on what we have, because I think there are 200 balloons. And if every balloon is used, we're gonna get a little frantic, because we're gonna have to set up something in the back.
How many
I
seats?
have 120 plus this.
Okay.
I have
plus
120
this.
out there. I have a children's table over there.
I think what we might find is that people won't continue to sit, so there'll be some
Yeah,
seat sharing
moving around.
and like that,
Right,
visiting
right.
and such.
Can we help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Paul Rosenthal, this is Doris Appel.
Hi,
Hello.
Paul Rosenthal. I'm glad to meet you.
You too?
And
Hi.
how are you? You found North Chatham all right?
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
I tried beeping you. because
Yes, but there
Route
was no
30
number left.
Oh, it got scratchy. It tried, Route 32, it doesn't say Route 32, but it does say North Chatham. So I
Right.
drove right
Yeah.
by it. I didn't know if somebody
Yeah.
else was going to make that same mistake, so.
So,
All right,
As
terrific.
long as the caterers haven't made too much of a big mistake. Because I had expected them, but
By
that's all
now,
right.
yeah.
It's okay.
Maybe I will make a phone call. Is there a phone in the church or?
I think there's a phone in this other office, but we have
Okay.
put so much storage things in there.
I'm going to grab
That's
my,
fantastic.
isn't that wonderful?
That's fantastic.
We've only
Yeah.
just begun. You didn't look at the envelopes.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
fantastic.
a terrific thing. I'm going to grab my book, Doris, and, well,
Yeah,
I guess
let
I'll
me
see
check
where you're going.
first. I'll have to check and see if it's something we can get.
Actually, no, I have my phone. Oh, I'll just remember. I'll use my phone. I'll be right back. Well, why don't you not make it some things in the car? You good?
Absolutely.
Here, you want to help me for a second?
Certainly will.
You just hold that, and then if you
Certainly
hold
will.
it steady, and then when I
As steady as I can.
Yeah, well, okay, and then you can just raise it very slowly, just
Raise it that way.
that way, just so that we can.
I see you're reading down.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll move over there. No, I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna start
Okay,
there.
start at the top.
Okay. You can actually read it if you like.
Okay.
You want to start from the left? and start
Sure, I
there?
can do it. On arrival, Rich Deo with his 1923 Model T escorts the guest of honor and postal officials to the celebration. A welcome, the North Chatham community and guests welcome Alberta Groves. A proclamation, Sandy Connors on behalf of the North Chatham Historical Society presents a proclamation beautifully enhanced by her artistry. A toast, North Chatham toasts its special guest of honor. A blessing, the Reverend Bob Zittel offers a blessing for Alberta and for our celebratory communal meal. Ooh, that's great. A luncheon, the U.S. Postal Service, with assistance from the North Chatham community, provides a luncheon to thank our honoree. Some recollections. Residents and friends share their warmest memories of Alberta. A souvenir, our favorite postmaster and a unique cancellation grace a commemorative gift for each of us. A presentation, Geneva Di Fiore, leader, Post Office Operations, Joseph A. Finnan, manager, Post Office Operations, Capital City East, Patricia Ryan, Postmaster, Petersburg, New York, representing the National Association of Postmasters. Some greetings, elected representatives and other dignitaries from far and wide offer their special tributes. A final greeting, a special note of congratulations, and the star, a final thank you. Okay?
Good.
How long the post office had been, in Grizzy's house.
And
And she was going to put it on her tape before she
good.
was going to do that before she did anything else. I don't think there's anything more I can provide for. I got to go change my clothes. Beautiful flowers. I don't know where they came from.
Yep.
They're they're supposed to be in Lois's whatever.
Oh, there's a note.
Yeah, but it just says in care of Lois Arnold. It doesn't say Lois Arnold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, some of these balloons say something.
They say, thank you, Alberta.
It's hard to wrangle a balloon. And then some of them have
Flags. Uh-huh.
okay.
Ask for your help too. It's really, it's a total.
I think up is more natural. Down, we used to do them down. I think that would be very good.
Fingers, yes.
Very good. Very nice. Very nice. There's the
I'm gonna just check in with Kate and see if it comes out and maybe.
and we're going to pour.
Okay, great.
We'll pour.
You clean up nice.
Thanks. Kels, did you get me some more?
Okay. Tell us about it.
What do you want me to make believe I'm cranking a car?
No, tell me what kind. Tell me about it. Tell me about the car. How long have you owned it?
Well, I've owned it about 6 or 7 years, belonged to Artie Coos originally.
Uh
She bought it down, I believe it was in Pennsylvania, about 30 or 35 years ago.
huh. Okay.
And, it's not a restored car, it's pretty much original.
Okay.
And
What kind is it?
it's a 1923 Model 2 Ford.
Okay.
You get it in any color you want it.
As long as it was black. Right. I remember that. Well, how many cylinders?
There's 4 cylinders, 20 horsepower.
Okay. Top speed?
And it's, top speed about 40 miles an hour.
And how many gears?
Well, it has what they call planetary transmission, and actually it only has 2 gears.
Oh, really?
They work on bands. There's technically no gears in the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Works on foot pedals.
Oh, well, let's look at the foot pedals. Show us the foot pedals.
Well, you gotta open the door here.
Oh, okay.
This side.
Oh, on,
Look in there if you want it.
yeah. Okay.
pedals on down there. The first one is on the right is a brake,
Yeah.
and the one in the middle is a reverse.
Really? You press down that, you go in
That
reverse?
go backwards, and the one on the left-hand side is the actual operates the high and low range on the transmission.
Okay, so if it's up, it's high, and it's down, it's low, or something like
Well, if
that?
it's down, it's the outright. Yep.
Okay.
And this here is the accelerator,
Right, okay,
and that handle over there,
This
that's
one
your
over here?
spark. Yep.
okay. And
And an emergency brake. And,
so in order to crank it, how do you, it has to be in neutral, right?
yeah.
Now this is the
That
brake,
lever, that's a three-position lever. It's on. The brake is on now.
right,
You put it part way down, it's in neutral,
right.
and you push it all the way down. That's how you put it in high gear.
Okay, so when you were if you were to crank it, you have to put it in neutral, or you have to put it in,
Well, if it's the brakes on, it's in neutral too.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then so you crank it and brake, and then you jump in,
Right. The way you go.
and away you go. And it it had the place for the toolbox here, or you just added that?
Well, that's probably was added. I doubt if it came with it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did it have a key? Was it always a key?
It came with electric start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speedometer on it. Headlights.
Wow.
One tail light. No brake lights. No
That-
water pump. No,
No-
distributor.
No
No
distributor.
directional lights.
No radiator?
Has a radiator.
Hey, the radiator. What does it do? Gravity or what?
Yeah, convection, you know, just.
Okay, just convection because the heat push it
yeah, it's
around.
got a fan.
Okay.
It's a fan, but it has no water pump.
And it's a rag top?
It's a convertible.
It's a convertible.
What they call touring car.
Okay. Not bad at all. This is lovely. Can we see the engine? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, it may be that she'd want something.
Look at that. That's
The whole
beautiful.
thing.
That's beautiful.
Nothing in here. I love it.
Just,
Everything they put in the car since then has been just for show.
You don't really need
You
it,
don't
right?
need any of
No.
that stuff.
20 horsepower, goes 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
When it was new. Now
I have to show up.
30 is high speed. It'll go right along 30 miles an hour.
And you haven't tried to redo this thing. I mean, you haven't. I
No.
mean, you just kept it up
Well,
exactly the way it was.
it's only been, my stepfather had it there. He bought it about 35 years ago. So he bought it in this condition. So, you know, whoever had it before kept it fairly good. It needs work.
that's wonderful.
Are those hard rubber? The tires? Are they aluminum?
Henry Ford's pride and joy. That's really what they say. Put America on wheels.
Sure.
They really did. They made 15 million of these.
Really?
They made it from 1909 to 1927. Longest
Production of any?
production run ever. Yep.
All right. Okay, good.
Well, could we ask you to crank it over?
Pardon me?
Could you crank it over for us?
Crank it over?
Yeah, could you turn it on?
I think so.
Come on. Does it crank?
Huh?
Does it crank at this point?
Electrically.
Oh, okay. Does it,
By hand.
the crank doesn't work?
Well, there's been an awful lot of broken arms cranking Model T.
Why? Because they jump back on you.
Back,
Yeah.
unless it really needs it.
So did this really come?
Hello, Professor.
Good. Looking great. We're all
Made it.
set to go, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
So
Yep.
you're aware of the plot now, what we're up to. We're going to send you down there
Yeah.
with your two passengers. You're going to do a little photo opportunity down there. Because we got to get the rest of the crowd organized down here.
Down there. Some questions about the car and stuff.
Good. And then we're going to try to make sure that nobody parks out front. So that would be where
Well,
you
just
would
leave me a little
stop.
bit of space, because I'll just pull right off the road there. Okay. So I'm just going to go right across the lawn, probably. It's got a lot of road there.
He's driving.
Yes?
Very smart. George Follow-up. I'm not sure we said hi. How are you?
I'm Mark Miller, by the way.
Oh, okay. Rick.
These are your two passengers going over.
I couldn't handle that third. I drove a truck years ago when I was working in construction with the third pedal, and I bundled that around. We just
That's
rebuilt.
different, that's for sure.
We rebuilt a 1929 model. And we
Truck,
we
car or
took it.
truck?
Well, actually, it was a unique thing. A rural carrier up in Central Square had it up out of our Syracuse office. And actually had an extra axle on it and put skis on the front in winter. We rebuilt that in our vehicle maintenance facility and turned it over, presented it to the Smithsonian in the Postal Museum. It's really unique. I've got a model, and in fact, I've got the whole album from the time we picked it up and the mess it was in. The seats were all rotten. And we rebuilt it, and of course, a lot of the parts, uniquely enough, we got a guy in our vehicle maintenance facility who does this as a hobby himself, and he knew right where to get all the parts. Alpsco Harry was uniquely enough.
Actually, you can buy any part of this car that you want.
Really?
Because there's people that actually deal in Model T parts. They're in Massachusetts, in Atlanta. They send a catalog out, and you can get anything from a hubcap to a V-top.
You can build a car
And for the
from
years,
parts,
the
right?
proper, yeah, and you know, the proper year. I mean, they changed the fenders a little bit in different years, a little different top and everything. You know, to keep the stock, all that stuff.
So you
but
can
actually
pick,
make it original.
and it is different. It was different.
Very minor, very minor changes in a few years, but they all look like Model Ts.
The idea is a surprise. No, yeah.
That's it.
Kathy's mother.
He's a jolly good postmaster, and nobody can deny, nobody can deny, and nobody can deny. She's a jolly good postmaster, she's a jolly good postmaster, she's a jolly good postmaster, which nobody can deny.
I think this is wonderful. Oh, I'm so surprised you all kept this secret.
Hi, Alberta.
Hi there.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Hi, George.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. See, now don't you want your 50 years too? Oh, it looks beautiful. Isn't this pretty? Look at that. Everything looks so nice.
Okay.
Hi, Sally. Very surprised, but humble.
And these are the people that you've been.
Nice. It's so nice to have one.
You're not just, coming to drop off letters. You really, they're like an extended family to you, aren't you?
I guess.
What were you feeling as you walked through the balloons?
Well, it was so nice to see everybody. I had no idea we have this many people. And my clerk had such a good seat.
Everybody, I know that you sort of, the 50 years to you is just, you take it one day at a time and you're still going.
That's right.
But everybody in the community really thinks it's a great thing. They showed that here today.
It's so nice to have everybody here.
And what are your plans for Monday morning?
Sure, I guess 7:30 we open up. Say hello to everybody. They'll all be talking about it. And I'll be saying thank you for a long time. With all this. Just don't believe it. It's impossible.
Thank you very much, Helper. Congratulations on your day. Tonight at 6 o'clock. Thank you so much.
Folks, come on in and please take a seat when you do. Please take a seat.
It goes with your jacket. You can, why don't you just sit down and go ahead, sit there. Believe me, there are lots of people who belong to the Historic Society who are sitting elsewhere with their families. Just don't sit here if you do it. Two doors. Go ahead.
Your story of doing that, I wasn't quite wrong in my intuition.
afternoon. My name is George Valdorf. I'm the president of the North Chatham Historical Society, and I have the distinct honor and the very, very great pleasure to welcome you all to a very, very special moment in North Chatham history, and to what we hope will be an extraordinary celebration of an extraordinary woman. As you can tell from the program at your place settings, we've got a few fairly interesting festivities planned for this afternoon. And this is really meant to be a sort of a joyous and very informal gathering. Later in the program, I want to assure all of you, you will have an opportunity, if you would like to share your own warm stories or thoughts about Alberta, to do so. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on. I'd also like to extend an incredibly warm welcome to the folks from the United States Postal Service who are here with us today, as well as many other guests. I think in the interest of time, rather than introducing all of them at this point, we will introduce them as we proceed through the program. A couple of months ago, when we first got together and talked about how to celebrate a milestone event like this, the Board of Trustees of the North Chatham Historical Society, based on the powers granted to them in their charter from the University of the State of New York Board of Regents, passed a resolution and issued a proclamation. Very pleased today to have Lois Arnold present to Alberta and to all of us this proclamation. Lois?
It's gorgeous, but I'm going to read it first.
Isn't that beautiful?
All right?
That's beautiful.
A proclamation in honor of Alberta M. Groves. Whereas, on June 1st, 1999, Alberta M. Groves, postmaster of the North Chatham Post Office, will have completed 50 years of continuous service to the North Chatham Post Office and to the North Chatham community. And whereas, arriving that 50 years, Alberta M. Groves has worked tirelessly and with great dedication and devotion to provide the people of North Chatham with superb postal services. And whereas, Alberta M. Groves has been a critical part of the post office's presence in North Chatham for more than 1/4 of the 173 years that the post office has played such a significant role in the history, well-being, and prosperity of this hamlet and its people. And whereas, Alberta M. Groves has been and is the heart of a post office that is a central gathering place for information, ideas, and people within this hamlet, connecting us to other communities and drawing us closer together within our own community. Henceforward, and therefore, the Board of Trustees of the North Chatham Historical Society, on behalf of its membership and the North Chatham community, proclaims Saturday, June 5th, 1999, Alberta M. Groves Day in North Chatham. In North Chatham, to honor and celebrate this remarkable woman and the significant contribution she has made to our lives and to our community, wherein, in keeping with the Constitution, bylaws, and charter of this society, this resolution has been duly rendered and unanimously approved. That's it.
The opportunity at some point today to take a look at this, because it really is absolutely exquisite. May I just hold it up to,
Oh, it's just
to show the
beautiful.
folks? And Sandy's also done a lovely rendering down below of the post office, and then one of the neater touches are little zip codes sort of sitting down. It's just absolutely wonderful, so please do, if you get the chance today, take a look at that. Now I would like to ask all of you to rise, if you would, and do so with the container of celebratory liquid that I have in front of you, and join me in a toast. Alberta Groves, in a world where jobs are now more often measured in days and months than years, you have served the United States Postal Service and the North Chatham community with great honor and distinction each and every day for half a century. In a world where jobs are increasingly seen simply as a way to earn a living, you have demonstrated the impact that unwavering dedication, commitment, hard work, and loyalty can have on serving the needs of your customers, your colleagues, and your community. And in a world where individuals often offer only what they must, you have given your heart and soul to this community, serving not only our postal needs, but our community needs as our ambassador of goodwill to all, to the newcomers and the old-timers, to the young and the old, to the poor and the well-heeled alike. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night has stayed you, our mighty courier, from the swift completion of your appointed rounds. And so today, Alberta Groves, the people of North Chatham, past, present, and those yet to come, as well as your family, colleagues, and friends, salute you and extend our deepest thanks for the remarkable gifts you have shared with us over these 50 wonderful years. Thank you. And now, while we're still standing, I'd like to ask the Reverend Bob Sattel, the pastor of the North Chatham United Methodist Church, to offer a blessing for Alberta and for the meal that we are about to partake.
Let us be in an attitude of prayer. Gracious God, you have blessed us with this wonderful day and this great celebration. You have blessed us for 50 years in this community with the presence of one who is at the very hub of our community. So we ask for your continued blessings on our dear friend, Alberta. Indeed, O Lord, you call all of us to be good neighbors. You call us into community. And we give you great thanks on this day for one who has been for us more than just a good postmaster, a very good neighbor and a good friend. Bless Alberta. Bless us. Bless the food that we share as we gather together in this fellowship. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. We'd like to very much thank the United States Postal Service for catering today's luncheon, and we would like to now invite you to partake of that luncheon. We've got a few interesting logistical details in order to sort of get everybody up here and fed. And what we'll be doing is asking you to come up and form two lines on either side of the serving table, starting at the back and working your way to the front, and then turning around and heading back to your seat, as opposed to going around the table, if you will. And we will ask you to come up by table. Then later on, about 3/4 of the way through our luncheon, we will begin the festivities again, and we will serve dessert, we hope, to you at your place so that you won't have to get up again. So if we could begin by asking Alberta and the head table if they would start on the food line. We're going to begin with this table right after. Alberta, would you like to? I hope you all have enjoyed or are enjoying your lunch. At this point, we'd like to ask those of you who might have an interest to share with us some stories or recollections about Alberta. For those of you who may prefer to do that in writing rather than publicly, we have on each table a guest book sheet, and we'd love to have you sign your name and your hometown and maybe offer a comment or two. Pens. There are not pens, but I have a pen that I can certainly.
I knew you.
Sorry about that. And we'd like to ask you to just leave them on the table, and we'll collect them at the end, because we are going to put together a commemorative book for Alberta of today's events, and we'll include all those sheets in there as well. One thing I should probably tell you at this point, I mean, we've said an awful lot about well, actually, before I get into talking about the post office, let me just point out one other thing on your table, this little souvenir that we'd love to have each of you take with you at the end of the day. It's got a picture of our favorite postmaster on there, a little language about her years of history, and I hope you've noticed this wonderful special cancellation that the U.S. Postal Service did for us that has a picture of the old library and old post office here in North Chatham. So please feel free to take this with you as a souvenir. They're a limited edition. I have a feeling that these are going to become an incredible North Chatham collectible, so guard it with your life. And as I was saying, we've said an awful lot about the U.S. Postal Service today in terms of thanking them for catering this luncheon for us, for doing this wonderful special cancellation, and for all of their incredible support throughout the planning for this celebration. And I think it's about time that we heard from them, don't you think? So it is now my pleasure to introduce to you Joseph A. Finan, who's the manager of Post Office Operations, Capital City East, who will introduce you to some of the other postal officials and has a few presentations of his own. Joe?
Thank you, George. Good afternoon. First off, we'd like to thank the North Chatham community, George and Doris, for asking us to partake in part of a special day. A special person as Alberta with 50 years of service. What can be said? The proclamation talked about dedication, perseverance, commitment, work ethic, rain, sleet, snow, freezing rain. It was outstanding, and we really appreciate being invited. As George said, I'm the manager of Post Office Operations at Capital Cities East. I have 86 offices in that area, and I'll try to explain the geographic part of the post office that we encompass here in Albany. We go north to the Canadian border, we come down along Vermont, Massachusetts, south down to Binghamton, west over to Syracuse, Utica. So it's probably the core part of New York State. And the next person I want to bring up is Jim Thero. Jim is the lead plant manager for that entire area. And Jim has known Alberta for quite some time. He has a few things he'd like to say. Jim?
Thank you, Joey. Good afternoon. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also join Joe in saying thank you to George and the Historical Society, and a special thank you to Doris for allowing us to be part of this testimonial to my old pal, Alberta. Now, yeah, I've known her for probably 30 years or so. And we as a postal organization, as well as you folks in North Chatham, have been blessed. We're very fortunate. And the small office postmaster is really the nuts and bolts of our business. You can get lost in over where we work in Albany in the big plants. But out here where you're dealing with the people every day, where Alberta, I'm sure, can relate to each one of us, who's related to who, and the grandchildren and the grandmother and the rest of it. That's what the post office is all about. And she epitomizes that to the nth degree. She's just an outstanding individual. We hope to have her for another 50 years, I might add. She's, as well as being an old friend, just a real asset to us as an organization. And the type of job that she does, and the people that she represents is just exceptional. So I would tell you, we're very fortunate. I would also say that the community of North Chatham, you've been very fortunate to have her over all these years. I got a couple of, a letter to read and a plaque to give to Alberta, the Honorable Alberta M. Groves, Postmaster, U.S. Postal Service, North Chatham, New York. Dear Ms. Groves, it's a privilege for me to recognize your completion of 50 years of government service. A career spanning a half-century is certainly indicative of a unique dedication to duty and loyalty to country. The attainment of this career milestone places you in an elite group. Few employees inside or outside the Postal Service ever attain this distinction. It is an accomplishment of which you should be proud, and one which deserves the admiration of your fellow employees and your community as well. I'm happy to thank you on behalf of the Postal Service for your many years of dedicated service, and to commend you personally on the attainment of this major career landmark. William J. Henderson, Postmaster General and CEO of the Postal Service. Now it's my pleasure on behalf of the whole Albany postal community, in particular on behalf of my partner Andy Hodges, who's out of town and was unable to be here. He passes along his thanks and appreciation, as well as his congratulations. It's my pleasure now to present Alberta with her 50-year pin.
Did you have to make it up special?
Well, I would tell you, certainly do. You know, as I've said to a couple of folks here today, we have lots of people with 30 years and a great number of people with 40 years, but very few with 50 years. And in the pin is a small diamond denoting her 50 years of service, and we will be doing some other things as we go along, but I just thought we could share this down here with her community, the people that she's worked so closely with. So I'd present to you first the plaque. Service Award, the United States Postal Service recognizes Alberta Graves in grateful appreciation. I'm sorry. Let me start that over. United States Postal Service recognizes Alberta Groves in grateful appreciation for dedicated service, earning an honorable career of 50 years service to the government of the United States, signed by Andy Hodges. Not her immediate boss, she works for Joey, but her district manager, as I said, he would have loved to have been here, but he's out of town. So let me present you with your 50-year pin and see if we can, if I could do this without stabbing you to death. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Mort Miller. Mort is in charge of our Human Resources Department. Mort's job, one of their core functions is to screen and hire employees for the Postal Service. So if they can continue giving us employees such as Alberta, I think we have a long and prosperous future. Mort?
I didn't hire you, did I? Alberta, this is the second time in a couple of weeks that I've been very honored because I've had the opportunity to say some nice things about you.
Presenting that beautiful cake and everything.
So today I'm asked to read something on behalf of Congressman John Sweeney, the congressman here, who says, Alberta Groves, dear Mrs. Groves, I noticed with great interest your recent milestone, 50 years of service with the U.S. Postal Service in North Chatham. I offer you my sincerest personal congratulations on this important occasion. I'm glad to hear of your continual involvement in church and community activity. Be assured that I The North Chatham community appreciate your years of service as postmaster and as a community leader. In celebration of your tireless dedication, I'm enclosing the United States flag flown over the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. I wish you and your family the very best as you look to the future. Sincerely, John Sweeney, member of Congress.
Next, I'd like to introduce Geneva DiFiore. As I said, we have over 700 post offices in New York State and our district, Albany district. And in that area, 7 post office operation managers and myself. We all report to Geneva. So, Jen?
It's my great pleasure to be here today to honor Alberta. I've been in a room with over 100 people for almost an hour, and I haven't had one complaint about the Postal Service. So it's been a great treat for me.
I said we have to take back all those things we said after this wonderful meal.
I've known Alberta almost since the beginning of my career with the Postal Service, which only stretches 24 years. So she makes me feel like a youngster here today. And I just want to give her a small gift on behalf of all of us, a token of our appreciation. For any of you that work in public service, you understand the demands that go with it. There's a lot of responsibility, and to be able to do this for 50 years, it's truly remarkable. And we honor you for your achievement. Well, thank you.
And before I close here, when you contemplate 50 years of service, and with all the great things we've heard today, from the proclamation to George's speech and the kind words everybody said, I couldn't think of anything more to say, so I had to borrow a quote from somebody. So pardon me for reading from a sheet of paper. I did not memorize this. But this is the words of James Mishner. The master in the art of living makes little distinction between their work and their play, their labor and their leisure, their mind and their body, their information and their recreation, their life and their religion. He hardly knows which is which. They simply pursue their vision of excellence at whatever they do, leaving others to decide. These are those wise enough to realize that the true measure of our worth, the value others perceive in us, is in the steadfast contribution each of us makes every day to the quality of life for others around us. Alberta, on behalf of the U.S. Postal Service, we thank you for enriching our lives with kindness, and we ask for your continued blessings for yourself and for those whom you serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You can't say anything yet.
I do believe that there are a number of other postal officials.
I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry, I erred. I apologize. And one of the most important parts is the individual who represents all the postmasters. And now she's going to probably hang me for this.
You just said that, Joe. You'll pay for this.
I got nervous reading my sheet of paper, Pat. I apologize. I would like to introduce one more representative from the Postal Service, Patricia Ryan. Patricia is the postmaster of Petersburg, New York. Another dedicated, outstanding individual who perseveres day in, day out. How's it snowing in Petersburg? Little warden over here?
It's fine.
Petersburg fast? Okay. There's that Petersburg Hall up there, Pat, where snow is year-round, isn't there?
Snow all the way up.
All right. So, Pat, I do apologize, and without further ado, Pat Ryan, Postmaster of Petersburg.
On behalf of the National Association of Postmasters of the United States,
I'd like to give you a certificate of appreciation in recognition for your outstanding contributions to the National Association of Postmasters of the United States, your fellow postmasters in the United States Postal Service over the past 50 years. Thank you. I just want to say on Monday is our convention for our New York State Postmasters, and we're really trying to get Alberta to come.
Oh. Yeah.
So we can recognize her, so if you have any little pushies.
Thank you, Pat. I do believe that there are some other postal officials, postmasters, and retired postmasters who are with us today, and rather than my trying to pick out everyone, I wondered if I might ask them to stand and tell us who they are and the post office that they now represent or they represented before.
I'm Marge Quinn, retired postmaster from Austerlitz, New York.
I'm Mary Wambeck, and I'm retired postmaster from Copic Falls, New York.
I'm Walter Eckel. I was a postmaster at Scotic Landing, New York, and also officer in charge at Waterville, New York. And I've known Alberta for a good long time. And thank you, Alberta, for everything you've done for us.
Well, thank you for all the help you gave me over the years.
By the way, I am now retired about 15 years.
Good for you.
I'm Linda Gianto, postmaster of Malden Bridge, New York.
Would you join me in one final round of applause for all of the folks from the U.S. Postal Service who do such an extraordinary job for us? I bet you think that I've sort of fouled up on the program, right? Because I started out talking before about some recollections and you were going to share them and we had to, but there was a method to my madness. I wanted to make absolutely sure that you knew that Alberta's boss and her boss's boss were sitting in this room before we stood up and offered those stories. So we are now going to return to that part of the program. And so if there is anyone here who would like to share with us a story, we'd love to hear it. Yes, in the back.
My name is Shirlene, and hi, Alberta. I guess I have two sweet stories about Alberta. When we moved from Syracuse, she's the first person I called over the phone to get a post office box, and she really is our first contact person. And she's been a great resource to us ever since then. And I guess maybe it was 9 years ago that my husband was in a very serious car accident. And the state troopers were trying to locate me, and of course no one was home. And they went to the post office, and Alberta knew where I was working. So through her hard effort, they got to get to me to go to Poughkeepsie, and I always appreciate that dearly. Good luck to you, Alberta.
I'm the new kid on the block. In 1994, I retired, moved up to North Chatham, lived here for 5 years, and I'm still living in the area. The last 23 years, I served my company. I was in the headquarters office of my company down in Midtown Manhattan, the Big Apple. And occasionally, my department would have a little something that had to be shot out, so I would, on my way to Grand Central, I'd stop in at Midtown Manhattan, post office, and get the job done and walk out of there feeling rather beat up. But that was that, and I'd go to the train, and that was that. So I retired, and I moved up. And I got squared away in the little house. And somebody said, "You must walk up the street and get squared away at the post office." And I said, "Of course, I must do that. What's the matter with me?" And I did. And once I walked in the door, here's this little bitty barred window in this little bitty building sticking out from a great big house. And as I walked in the door, pair of glasses, the face looked through there and said, "Oh, you must be Mr. Lethan." And with that, she reached down and put up a stack of mail about like so and said, "We've been waiting for you." And I did say to myself, Midtown Manhattan, this ain't.
You know, it's fun being, as the song goes, little bitty, little bitty town, little bitty house. We just plain love little bitty Alberta.
Hi, I'm Todd Potts. Back in 1974, my mother had had a stroke and she was recovering. And she sent me a letter addressed to Pauline Huff, North Chatham, New York, which was my maiden name. I don't know how I got the letter because I didn't think anybody knew my maiden name, but Alberta came through. And that was the last letter I ever received from my mother.
When I moved to North Chatham before the days of the Taconic Telephone Company, the first or second day in the house, the phone did not work. And I knew there were no pay phones in North Chatham, which was I hadn't seen any, and I figured, what do you do? And I'm not that near neighbors to run next door, so we came down to the post office to find out what to do, because the phone wasn't working. And Alberta kind of checked and cocked her head and said, "Gee, that often happens when it rains, but I didn't think it was raining that hard today."
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say something about Alberta. Alberta and her friend Nita Drown, who was Postmaster Melvin Bridge, really were mentors to Margie and Audrey, who was away today, and myself. If it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't have gotten so involved in our post office conventions and the training and the wonderful friends that we've met along the way. And one little funny story sticks in my mind. We'd been to a convention, and of course at that point Nita was retired, and some of us postmasters had some job keeping up with Nita in Alberta. So we were out in the evening after the seminars were over. We had had dinner and we were on our way back to our room, and Alberta said, "Boy, my feet are killing me." And I said, "We were in the Grand Ole Opryland Hotel. Couldn't be any fancier." I said, "Take your shoes off, we'll take your hand and walk in your stocking feet," and she did.
I'll do a thing. Alberta doesn't only work at the post office, she's a very important part of our community. And she taught Sunday school here for a long, long time. And she also is an honorary trustee of the North Chatham Cemetery Association and was secretary of that association for a long time and is very, very deeply involved in these things. And I like to think that, you know, when you have mail, she sends it on its way, and even when you're ready to go, she helps send you on your way.
That kind of seems like a good note on which to end. Unless others are here to join. We do have some additional greetings in addition to the greeting from Congressman Sweeney. Unfortunately, Assemblyman Patrick Manning, our Assemblyman, State Assemblyman, was unable to be with us today, but he has sent along a tribute. And his absence has given me the opportunity to introduce to you a longtime North Chathamite who is the treasurer of the North Chatham Historical Society and very much a part of the planning for today's activities, Russ Day.
This says it's a citation. I hope it doesn't mean
kind of citation that Judge Appel would talk about.
No plea bargain.
This is from the New York State Assembly. Legislative citation honoring Alberta Lewis Groves upon the occasion of her anniversary celebration for 50 years of service to the North Chatham Post Office community. Whereas individuals who give of their time and energies and serve the best interests of their communities are an asset beyond remuneration and cannot be sufficiently praised. And whereas Alberta Lewis Groves has given not only of her time and energies, but also of her competence, intelligence, and leadership, and consequently has been designated for this special recognition. And whereas Alberta Lewis Groves is the daughter of the former Mr. and Mrs. Al Lewis of North Chatham, who were natives of Columbia County. And whereas Alberta Lewis Groves is a graduate of Martin H. Glenn High School and the Albany Business College. And whereas Alberta Lewis Groves was married in 1940 to Mr. John C. Groves, and on March 3rd, 1942, their daughter, Catherine Lewis, was born. And whereas Alberta Lewis Groves began her post office career in June of 1949 and as a clerk at the North Chatham Post Office. And after Leland Griswold retirement in 1970, Albert Lewis Groves became the officer in charge, and on March 20th, 1971, she became North Chatham's postmaster. And whereas the North Chatham Post Office is a small one, housed in a part of Alberta's home, with 260 box holders and no door-to-door service. And whereas Alberta Lewis Groves plays a critical role in the well-being and the prosperity of this small hamlet and its people. And whereas that this legislative body most joyously commends Alberta Lewis Groves, North Chatham, New York, upon the occasion of Alberta's 50th anniversary celebration for her dedicated service to the North Chatham Post Office community. And be it further resolved that a copy of this citation suitably engraved and transmitted to Alberta Lewis Groves, dated June 5th, 1999, and signed by Patrick R. Manning, member of the Assembly, 99th Assembly District. And let me say, I'm counted in your friend all these 60-some years.
Unfortunately, State Senator Stephen Saland also is not able to be with us today. I think I should say, irrespective of your politics, Senator Saland has been a very, very strong supporter of the North Chatham community. He stood by our side when we fought the New York State Thruway and with the rest stop. He's helped us gain funding for fire trucks in this community, and he's also been very generous to the North Chatham Library. And so I think he is here with us today in spirit. His absence does give me the opportunity to introduce someone without whom we could not have had today's celebration. This is a person who has been intimately involved in the planning for today's activities and has been the liaison with the U.S. Postal Service, our very own town justice, Doris.
This is very nice, but it does have a lot of whereases. I have to speed read now. Oh, loud. Okay.
That she can do.
State of New York Legislative Resolution, Senate number 1593 by Senator Saland, honoring Alberta Lewis Groves upon the occasion of celebrating her 50th anniversary of dedicated service to the North Chatham Post Office on June 5th, 1999. Now that's when we're celebrating, it's not when she did it. Whereas individuals who give of their time and energies and serve the best interests of their communities are an asset beyond remuneration and cannot be sufficiently extolled. And whereas Alberta Groves has given not only of her time and energies, but also of her competence, don't pronounce that very well, intelligence and leadership, and consequently has been designated for special honor. And whereas this legislative body is justly proud to honor Alberta Lewis Groves upon the occasion of celebrating her 50th anniversary of dedicated service to the North Chatham Post Office on June 5th, 1999. Her official anniversary is June 1st, 1999. And whereas Alberta Lewis was born in North Chatham, her father, Al Lewis, owned a general store that sold groceries, coal, seed, clover and timothy seed, and ice. He died shortly after the store he had spent his life building was destroyed in a fire. And whereas initially Alberta Groves stayed in North Chatham, but when her mother needed to find work, they moved for a while to Cooperstown. She returned to North Chatham in 1932 and graduated from the Martin H. Glynn High School in Valatia in 1936. And whereas in 1939, Alberta Groves graduated from Albany Business College. In 1940, she married John C. Groves, and together they had one daughter, Catherine. Catherine married Alex Huntley, who was also from North Chatham, although they now live in Alabama. Alberta is the loving grandmother of two grandchildren, Dave and Bonnie. And whereas Alberta's husband, John, worked at GLF, but left to do carpentry work, he had a heart attack in 1961 and died in 1962. Alberta had been working at the North Chatham Post Office as a clerk since June 1949. And whereas after John's heart attack, Alberta Groves added to her postal responsibilities by working part-time for 6 years at Pryor & Williams, a lumber yard which today is North Chatham's only commercial enterprise. And whereas in 1970, the North Chatham's postmaster retired, Alberta became the officer in charge, and on March 20th, 1971, she became North Chatham's postmaster. And whereas the North Chatham Post Office is a small one, housed in a part of Alberta Groves' home, with 260 box holders and no door-to-door service. The whole community goes to the post office to get their mail. For more than 170 years, the post office has played a critical role in the history, the well-being, and the prosperity of this small hamlet and its people. And Alberta Groves has been at the core of that effort for more than a quarter of its presence in North Chatham. And whereas, despite all the changes in the world over these years, the post office is every bit as central to the community as it was in the days when people relied upon it almost exclusively for their contact with the rest of the world. Not only does the community depend on Alberta for the many services she provides families and businesses, but the post office serves as the only real gathering place in the hamlet for information, ideas, and people. Not only does it connect them to other communities, but it draws them closer together within their own community. And whereas rare indeed is the impressive dedication shown by an individual for the benefit of others, which Alberta Groves has displayed throughout her life, now therefore be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations to honor Alberta Lewis Groves upon the occasion of celebrating her 50th anniversary of dedicated service to the North Chatham Post Office on June 5th, 1999. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, suitably engraved, be transmitted to Alberta Lewis Groves and is adopted in the Senate on June 2nd, 1999 by order of the Senate, Stephen M. Bogus, Secretary. And it's for you, Alberta.
But we're not finished with our greetings from Albany. We have some additional greetings to share with you. These are a little bit shorter.
How many whereases do they?
Here to present them to us is also someone who's been very actively involved in the planning for today's event, Joy McIntosh.
This is going to be kind of a calm down. There is not even one whereas. But we do have this nice little piece of tissue, so, you know. This is from Governor Pataki. And it's a certificate, State of New York Executive Chamber, Certificate of Recognition, presented to Alberta M. Groves as you celebrate your 50th anniversary of service to the North Chatham Post Office and to your community. Your record of public service is truly commendable. Congratulations, George Pataki, Governor.
And we have one final greeting. We decided 50 years of service to the North Chatham community, the North Chatham Post Office. There was only one thing to do. That was to go straight to the top. And straight to the top we went. And so it is my pleasure to present to you, Alberta, a framed letter. It comes to us dated April 1st, 1999, from the White House in Washington. It says, "Dear Alberta, I am delighted to commend you for your 50 years of dedicated service with the North Chatham Post Office. America's strength as a nation has always depended on citizens who understand the value of hard work and commitment. Your steadfast devotion serves as an inspiring example of caring and leadership. Best wishes for continued success and every future happiness. Sincerely, Bill Clinton." And now, before we turn the proceedings over to the star of the show, I think I would be remiss if I didn't just offer a couple of final thank yous. First, to all of you for joining us here this afternoon. There wouldn't have been any celebration without you. To the United States Postal Service and their representatives gathered here today, we appreciate all that you have done for us in terms of the luncheon, in terms of the special cancellation, in terms of your support throughout this. And to our elected officials as well, who have done such a marvelous job with their whereases and to celebrate this occasion. But there have been some people in the North Chatham community, most of them on the Board of Trustees of the North Chatham Historical Society, who I would like to publicly thank once again. As I said earlier, we certainly could not have done this celebration without Doris Appel, Lois Arnold, Sandy Connors, who did such a magnificent job on the proclamation, Rich Deo and his marvelous 1923 Model T, Russ and Norma Deo, both for their help, Joey Eisenhower, Earl Kelsey for helping us set up, Jack Lee, who helped us blow up balloons this morning, Joy McIntosh, Bob Moore, Boom Spiro, and Pastor Bob and Barbara Zattel, who have done this absolutely wonderful letter banner that hung in the post office this week, which I hope you had a chance to see, and both of whom have been so much a part of the planning for this celebration as well. We do thank all of them so much for making this day possible. And so now, without further ado, I would like to turn the presentation over to the star of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, unfortunately, we never did get around to serving you dessert at your table, so please come on up and grab a bit. Wonderful 2 ice cream cakes, thanks to Lois Arnold. So please come and enjoy the package. Please don't forget these if you haven't signed up.
We never get pictures of the people who take pictures. You can have a picture of me and my daughter. It's on.
Is it on? I have trouble. I think I'd have to have it on the other side.
Oh, you're a lefty?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That must be interesting. How's it? Oh, you're right.
Do you have any idea what time Channel 10 will run
6.
tonight?
6. They said 6 o'clock. Before the end of the summer, I want some brownies, or I'm going to come looking for you. Okay?
You do that.
Okay.
You do that little
What? Yeah, my
well, a little bigger.
Yeah, well, she's getting bigger.
Maybe she doesn't want to hear herself.
No, she's all right. She's pretty cool. I like her. Yeah, we both have poison ivy. Do you have any?
I didn't know you dare say, well, what did you think is into your arm?
Poison ivy.
So now Margaret is quite sensitive to it, and she had it on her arm.
What does she do?
She was, I don't know, she was breaking.
Yeah, I was picking up and mulching.
Oh, that's awful stuff.
It is.
Fortunately, I'm not quite as sensitive to it.
Okay. Yes, I won't give you a hug.
The only thing I know, she did the calamine.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I've been doing that for a week.
If it's too bad, maybe you should seek some.
Oh, I did see a doctor. I
You
did.
have.
This is a week.
You get it every summer?
No, this is the first one. Terrible.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, I'll get by. Here, why don't you sit by this
Put some
way?
iced tea on it. That might be soothing. Is it awfully itchy?
No, not right now. It just looks terrible.
Well, let me send this to her.
You give that to George.
You're sharing that? You're sharing that?
Hi, Jack.
It's wonderful, isn't it? Yes.
Hey, Joey.
Oh, you don't have to take my
Oh, I do. I only lost one. You know, I only lost one. I know. Well, you know, what can you do?
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
We got the news clips from Tuesday. We'll get the
Good.
one from today.
Do you want me to give you this? I can give it to you right now.
Are you finished?
Well, you know, what else? Is there going to be any more?
No, get finished and you can leave it, just in case something happens. You can leave it at the library. Okay. And I'll talk to you later, because maybe you'll get involved.
Okay. No, that was great. I like your thing. That was good. I really do. Hey, really? Hi. Did you have a good time doing the... Hello. Excuse me, honey. Yeah, go ahead. You can have another cake if you want.
Talk to you later.
He didn't appreciate that. No, though, right? That's what the line was. America,
Hello. Could I just ask you to move? I'm trying to get the people congratulating Alberta.
Thank you. Very nice to see you here. And thank you for the nice words about Alberta.
Enjoying your retirement?
Yes. Good. Are you staying up in this neck of the woods? I live in Stuyvesant. They got a great old historical society down there. That's a terrific place. That's very active. Very impressive. They got a lot of history down there, too.
All around this area.
Very nice to see you. Very good to see you.
That's a good idea. Yeah, if you do that, then I'll just pull mine out of here. I just thought it'd be nice to have these greetings.